Well, hello and welcome to Collectology and our moon landing anniversary special. My name's Paul and of course I'm joined by Lauren again. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. This is probably one of my favourite themes. Space is probably every little child's dream when they're growing up and they're still in so many movies and people just are fascinated by space.
We are still and always are fascinated by it, aren't we?
We are.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just because it's so unusual. It's not something we ever experience.
No, it's not.
So we're intrigued by it.
Of course, that chance to experience that is getting closer. But of course, it's now 50 years since the US actually beat the Russians to the moon, because there was, of course, the famous space race between the Russians and the Americans. It's 50 years to this week, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This week, 50 years ago, we stepped on the moon for the very first time.
It is, and so many people watched it on the TV as well, didn't they? They 600 million?
Yeah, 600 million
600
people.
million. I still remember seeing all the footage and things, because obviously I wasn't around at the time, obviously.
Really?
So obviously I wasn't there at the time. So seeing that footage, of course there are the conspiracy theorists out there who suggest that maybe we didn't actually go and it was all faked. But I like to think it was real.
I think it was,
definitely.
I think
it must be real, surely.
Yeah.
Why, I can't see the point of faking it. Why would you fake it?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely
but
not.
yeah, I mean, you can imagine, there would have been a lot of people out there who do remember watching it and that moment when, we saw it land on the moon and then Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on, go onto the moon. That was just such an incredible moment.
Yeah. So if you're one of those people, then this is probably definitely the show for you. Let's go through all the incredible collectibles we've got coming up on today's show. So we'll start from this end. We've got this fascinating coffee table book. I love this.
Yeah, so this is the Lunar Landings newspaper book and it showcases newspaper articles from the time, so the articles from 50 years ago, and you can really, what is great about it, it gives you an insight into what it was like to be reading about the moon landing at the time. Okay,
well, we'll talk about that one a bit more later and we'll sort of delve in and have a look inside of it as well. Let's move on to our next item, which is a Collectology exclusive.
It is indeed.
And it's something that we don't normally do that often, which is historic coins.
Yes, so it features a 1969 JFK $half. We're very difficult to get hold of now. US coins are hard to source, but we managed to through our contacts. And we've also got the 2019 moon landing curved dollar, and that has been incredibly popular out in the US. So 206 coins were sold every minute on the launch day.
Wow, not easy to get hold of in this country.
Which means that this set is very limited.
Very, very limited. Now we have a really quite unique item coming up next.
Yeah, it really stands out, doesn't it?
I love this. The colour is just exceptional.
I don't know quite how they've done this, but it is amazing. This is released by the Royal Selangor. They're experts in pewtersmiths.
Expert pewtersmiths, yeah.
So it's made out of pewter. Incredibly unusual piece, this one.
Incredibly unusual.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, and every time I touch it, it plays a tune, because it is in fact a little music box thing.
It is, yeah.
Now we have one of my favourite ever pieces here on Collectology, and it is truly unique. A spherical moon coin. Yeah,
it's hard to believe it's actually a coin, actually. And it's struck using incredibly innovative technology. And for that reason, it's limited to just 1,969, which is, of course, the year of the moon landing as well.
Absolutely perfect.
So extremely rare, this one.
Again, we'll take a really close look at that one later, and it does require a really close look, because it is just remarkable how they managed to do this. Let's move on to the second Collectology exclusive of the day, and it's this. And for every aeronautic or space buff out there, you're going to love this one. Yeah,
this is, it's amazing. So it is actually coins made from titanium, which is the metal used to create space rockets.
It is,
which is very fitting, of course. And because of, titanium is extremely difficult to strike. So they're very rare to find coins that are ever struck from titanium, which means that there was just 1,969 of these sets as well.
Super rare.
Very rare.
Okay. So again, we'll take a real good close-up look at those, because they're all different colours as well, aren't they? Which I love all the way they've coloured them up in different ways.
Yeah, that process is extremely meticulous how they've done that. So we'll delve into that a bit later.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. So if you want to take a closer look at anything we've got on today's show, all you need to do is head over to collectology.co.uk/moon landing show. And if you do see something that you like, why don't you take advantage of our free postage and packing offer? All the details of that are on screen now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. Now stick around as well, because of course we've got our competition, and if you want to be in with a chance of winning the Moon Landing Anniversary Plateau Minted Coin, which is an incredible coin, isn't it? It's sort of a domed coin with colour on it. If you want to be in with a chance of winning one of those, stick around because I'll have that coming up later in the show. Coming up first though, we have the Moon Landing Capsule Edition set. So Lauren, this is a bit of a different one for us because it's not very often that Collectology has any historic coins on our shows.
No, I think we've only had one set so far, so this is only the second one to include a historic
This is only
coin,
the
which
second
is
one.
interesting.
It is. So this is the Moon Landing Capsule Edition set.
It is. So it actually features quite an old coin, so 1969, of course.
Okay, that's this one.
The JFK $half.
Yep.
Yeah, all the way from the US.
Wow.
So
Okay.
sourced especially for us from the US. And the 2019 Apollo 11 commemorative $half.
So 50 years apart.
50 years apart, yeah, indeed. So it's the perfect moon landing anniversary set, really.
It is.
And yeah, it's extremely limited. We've only got 500 of these sets worldwide, exclusively
for Collectology. Yep.
in this particular presentation.
Yep.
So should we delve into the coins
Yeah,
themselves?
tell me, or tell us, why this is such a collectible piece.
Okay, so having that 1969
Let's start there. Yeah, let's
coin
start
is
with JFK.
particularly special because you could be owning a coin that sat in the pocket of someone who was watching the moon landing at the time,
Or an astronaut.
or an astronaut maybe.
We're not saying that. We're definitely not saying that. We are not saying that at all. But you never know, because 1969 in America, that coin could have been anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could have been absolutely anywhere. And of course, the man himself is very important, isn't he? JFK.
Yeah, he is. So, of course, he championed the US space program. So, getting people involved, getting people on board, as it were, with the idea of going to space and going to the moon, and to join the race to get there.
Yeah, to join the race together. And of course, that's where his speech comes from.
Yes, that's right.
Well,
so in 1962,
Yep.
he did a very iconic speech, which is where he said those special words, we choose to go to the moon.
Yeah, and that is actually there within that capsule,
so
isn't
it's
it?
within that capsule, within that artwork with the coin. So it's just so fitting.
That's fantastic,
So these particular coins were only issued between 1964 and 1970, so only for a limited time. And to get hold of the 1969 coin is actually really difficult.
It's actually difficult,
They're difficult to source because they're probably one of the most sought after years of that particular coin, because of course it's the moon landing year.
Of course, and of course collectors do look for particular years when it comes to collecting coins.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the second coin in the set.
So this is issued this year. It's a brand new release.
I really love
this
this
year.
one.
Yeah, it's really unusual because it's actually got a curved shape to it, which is not
which is firstly really difficult to see on this camera, but hopefully there's a nice video playing where it does show you that lovely domed shape.
Yeah, so this is an official US Mint coin from their second curved series they've ever released.
Yeah.
And the first series that they did was, it was just incredible. It's sold out the whole series of all the different specifications of coins within
really
just 2 weeks of release.
Yeah, that's really exceptional. And these ones will go just as quick, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So on the day of release of this, so this is the second series, these were 206 of these coins sold per minute.
On
the day of the launch.
Now, I'm actually going to pick this up just for a minute.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the capsules themselves, but what I wanted to do was just turn that around. Now, unfortunately, it's upside down on this shot because, of course, American coins are flipped.
Yeah, that's
aren't they?
right.
Obverse, reverse. One is one way up, one way is the other way up.
Yeah.
But you can see on the back there.
Yeah, you've got the footprint there.
That incredible footprint.
Incredibly iconic.
Yeah.
And then you've got an image of Buzz Aldrin there as well.
That's really cool.
Very cool.
That is very cool.
And this one is actually struck to a proof finish.
Yep.
So it's the sort of the better quality. It would have been struck using specially high polished dyes multiple times to create this really shiny, pristine finish. And of course, you want to keep it safe in that capsule as well.
Absolutely.
And you've obviously got the one small step.
I was just going to ask about that. You've got that. So you've got JFK and words from his famous speech, and then you've obviously got the famous words.
Yeah, from the moment that they stepped on the moon. So of course, that's two of the most iconic quotes from the whole moon.
Oh, definitely. Right. Tell us about capsule editions, because some people may not have seen these before.
Yeah. So these are tamper-proof capsules, which means that the coin and, of course, the background here, the insert part,
artwork,
is kept safe. And you cannot get into it. So it keeps the coins in their pristine condition. Yeah. And of course that historic coin as well, which would have been passed through various hands. Over time, you want to keep it in that condition.
Yeah. And of course you can handle these.
Yes, you can pass them around.
Running the risk of scratching or damaging or making them dirty.
Yeah. And you can also, of course, put them on display as well. So it's a really nice way to display them with the artwork there as well.
It's actually incredible. So obviously it all arrives in this wonderful black presentation case as well.
Yeah, again, a striking contrast there to the coins. And keeps them safe. And
there's a certificate at the back there?
Yep, so you've got a certificate of authenticity down here with a bit about the coins, and then they're, of course, numbered as well, individually numbered with the number within the edition limit that yours is. Fantastic. Which is obviously really important to collectors as well.
That's fantastic. So there's only 500 of these?
Yeah, 500 of these particular sets in this sort of presentation, which is a really limited number. The reason for this is because these are really difficult to get hold of. Yeah. So, of course, that historic 1969 coin, we had to go to our US sources and contacts to try and track these down. They're really genuinely not easy to find. Yep. And the 2019 coin, of course, is sourced straight from the US. Yep. So it's imported in, and they're difficult to find as well and they're going to sell out so quickly as well. So we can't guarantee how many sets we can put together.
Okay, so let's sum it up for everybody. So what makes this so collectible?
Well, you're owning a piece of history with the JFK
Okay,
coin.
Okay, brilliant.
You're owning an incredibly popular coin, brand new for 2019 for the anniversary. Yep. You've got those two coins from the different years come together in that one set. Wonderful. And they're limited to just 500 worldwide.
And limited to just 500 worldwide. So people are going to have to get a shift on if they want one.
Absolutely, yeah, going to have to be quick.
And if you are quick, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C205. And while you're there, why not take advantage of that free postage and packing offer? All the details of that can be found on screen right now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. Now, still to come, obviously, we have that incredible competition where you could win the Moon Landing Anniversary Plateau Minted Coin. And of course, still to come later in the show, we have that incredible coloured titanium moon landing coin set. Now, they are really something special, aren't they?
They are.
They are really lovely things. So, coming up next, though, the Royal Selangor Orbit Music Carousel. So Lauren, this is the Royal Selangor Orbit Music Carousel, and it is stunning.
It is, isn't it? It's so striking. I think it's actually probably one of my favourite pieces from the range.
Yeah, definitely.
It really stands out.
It's really unique as well, because I don't think we've ever had anything like this on Collectables
No, we
before,
certainly
have we?
haven't. It's extremely unusual, and that's that colour, isn't it, that really makes it stand out.
Yeah, it's iridescent, isn't it? It really shines.
It really does.
It's absolutely incredible. Now, this is by Royal Selangor.
Yes, so it's a brand new release,
and
just
a brand
by
new
them
release.
very, very recently. So they've sort of issued a range to mark kind of space age and kind
Space
of moon
age,
landings.
so it falls in within the sort
Yeah.
of moon landing anniversary.
Yeah, so Royal Selangor are actually experts in pewter.
Yep.
So they're expert pewtersmiths all the way from Malaysia.
And pewter is sort of refined tin, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a purified form of tin. So
Yeah.
not something you would imagine this would be made out of.
No,
but
not at all, but I think it works beautifully.
yeah, it does. They are experts because they have a rich history of over 130 years of creating pewter.
They do all sorts of things, don't
They
they?
do, yeah. They do sort of
decorative
vases
items
and decorative things you might
and
find around
religious
the
things. I
home.
think they started doing sort of religious things, didn't they, originally? Trinkets
Yeah,
and bits.
yeah. They've been going for years, and
You said these were hand finished, is that right?
it is, yeah. So they sort of, it's a meticulous process. So they sort of hand sort of polish it, they file it down, and they've then plated it actually with this colour. So that, you know, and there's 200 craftsmen who are involved in this.
Yeah,
They're highly skilled, and so to create something like this is not very easy. So this is actually cast.
Cast and then hand finished.
And then hand finished, yeah.
Fantastic. Let's talk about the actual style of the thing for a while. I think this is really special because they've taken sort of the themes of the era, haven't they?
They have,
the themes
yeah.
of the 60s and 70s,
It's actually
right?
quite a nostalgic kind of piece. And it sort of harks back to the sort of 60s and 70s where there was all these space TV series that came out.
Oh, there's all kinds of things, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Like
there was
UFO and
Doomwatch, UFO Phoenix 5.
Yeah. I suppose things like Star Wars.
Well, yeah, of course,
and Star Trek
Wars
as well.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it all sparked from the moon landing and that era where everyone just became really interested in space and that idea of being an astronaut, and you know, everyone wants to go to space, really, don't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely do.
And what's really special about this is that it's actually it plays a tune.
It
So
does
it's
play
a
a tune.
music carousel.
Do I dare wind it up right now?
What do you think?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
So
it.
it
Okay.
plays a tune that sort of
I won't do it
is
too much.
quite nostalgic of the time, based on a sort of that 60s and 70s tune.
There we are.
There we go.
It's quite a sweet.
It is, and it would make a great gift actually for a child or you know, a young person who's into space.
Just going to keep going.
Yeah. And you can imagine it, can't you? Perhaps, or you'd want to display this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this sort of definitely falls within the sort of christening and nursery gifts.
Yeah,
Doesn't
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For younger collectors, perhaps who, you know, they want something like this. You can imagine it in a child's room. Definitely.
Definitely.
Or a centerpiece to another space collection.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the box just for a second, because obviously it comes packaged incredibly well.
Yeah, obviously you have to protect something like this because
You do.
it's very delicate.
And of course, all these things actually do come from Malaysia.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got the
Picture
little
in the bottom
space
there.
theme down there in the
Yeah.
bottom corner. Obviously, you've got the Royal Selangor there as well. And of course, the inside here, there is more foam than is probably necessary, but it will arrive to you exactly the same way that it left Malaysia.
Yeah, and you can keep it safe in there, or you can keep it on display as you, like you say, you want to display something like this. And you can touch it as well. So what I really like about it is you can really feel that sort of detail here, because you can sort of see even the markings, what you imagine on a planet. Can't
Yeah,
you?
absolutely. Now, I would imagine that we've only got quite a limited number of these, haven't we?
We have a very limited number. Obviously, something like this is not easy to craft. It's you know, it's a difficult piece to create, and it's very unusual. So we have a very limited stock available. So you definitely want to get your hands on these quickly.
And if you do want to get your hands on one of these, all you have to do is head over to collectology.co.uk/C128. And of course, take advantage of that postage and packing offer that we're running at the moment, that free postage and packing offer. All the details are on screen right now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. And of course, if you want to check out all the items from today's show, just head over to collectology.co.uk/moonlanding show. Now, up next, we have the Lunar Landings newspaper book. So Lauren, this has got to be one of my favourite items today. It's the Lunar Landings newspaper book.
Yeah, I think, the best thing about this is that it provides such an insight into, the people who would have experienced it at the time and seen the moon landings on television and kind of read about it in the newspapers, and you get to see it through their eyes, which I think is really special.
It is really special and really collectible as well, because people collect newspapers from...
They do, yeah, and this does it for you. Obviously, you've got them all in there in one place. And what's great about it is there's so many different stories in there as well. You don't just see the news articles and the headlines from the day. You see all those extra stories, and some are quite funny actually, and some are a little less, but it's great.
Because the actual book covers the period slightly before and slightly after as well.
It does, yeah.
So it documents
everything. You get a real
everything.
range of stories. As I say, and it documents all those bits of history and pieces it all together, so there's nothing that's left untold,
and it's not
which I love.
It's not just the positives as well, is it?
There's also the sacrifices that were made, to get to the moon in itself is, incredible what people did, and that's in there as well, which is very important to remember, actually.
Yeah, it is. Shall we open it up?
Let's open it up.
Have a look at some of them more obscure.
So there's
so if I flick through.
some great stories. So one of them that I really like is people had a fear that they might actually catch bugs from the moon.
Moon bugs.
The lunar rocks and things they thought might contain kind of dangerous germs or organisms and things like that. And
that one.
Yeah.
Moon bugs.
And it's documented in there, which is just interesting, isn't it? It's a story that you might not have known.
Yeah.
Later on. So
I imagine the bugs come from the cheese, right? Because the moon's made of cheese.
Yeah, maybe.
What else have we got?
But it was a genuine fear at the time, of course.
Well, because they were put into quarantine things when they came back, weren't they?
Exactly, the kind of you get a real sense of humour, from the astronauts. They've got personalities,
Of course.
and people had another fear that they might have got ill. So there was a flu going around at the time.
Yeah.
And they actually juggled toothbrushes on...
Where is that one? Is that one that was here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah,
this one?
Yeah, you can't see it particularly well.
You can't see it particularly well. Let me
on
just
here,
that up there,
yeah, they juggled toothbrushes on screen just to show people that they were okay, which I think is quite funny.
It's just normal guys going about their job, really, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Now, what's this other one that we have?
And of course the stories of the families as well. These astronauts had families back at home, and their wives, would they come back? When would they come back? And when they did come back, they had 2 weeks of quarantine, so they couldn't see them. So, it's all those extra stories around the moon landing, which is so important to remember.
It is. I think it's a really exceptional account
and it's
of the whole time period.
Yeah, say eyewitness accounts as well. Yeah. So, it gives it a bit of humanity and makes it feel real. And, you get to remember it as people who wouldn't have been alive at the time. I wasn't alive at the time. So reading this was just such an incredible experience. As I say, there were so many stories that I didn't even know about.
Absolutely. Let's actually talk about the book itself, because I can see this quite happily sitting on many people's coffee tables.
Yeah,
and the thing is,
it's
absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a definite talking piece. So you could pick it up and show it to someone, and there's so many stories, and you'd end up reading another story every time you pick it up because there's so much to read. But yeah, it makes a great coffee table book, and it's got a luxury finish. So It's leather bound, and you've got the sort of gold embossing here as well, which makes it look great.
I really love that. I love that black on that gold. It really helps it to stand.
It looks really impressive, doesn't it?
It's really, really impressive.
And you can also, inside of here,
has this got one of the
so you can personalise it.
Personalisation pages.
So you send off online your name and you get a label and you can personise it, which I think is a really nice touch.
That is a really lovely touch. Now, have we got many of these at the moment?
No, of course. So something like this is actually really comprehensive to put together. So to find all of and source all of these newspapers is incredibly difficult. So they can only produce a certain number of these. So we have very limited stock. So you definitely want to be quick to get your hands on one of these.
And if you do want to get your hands on one of these right now, all you have to do is head over to collectology.co.uk/C212. And don't forget, of course, to take advantage of that free postage and packing offer. All the details are on the screen right now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. Now, still to come, we have the coloured titanium moon landing coin set, which is one that all of the sci-fi people are looking out for. But first up, let's take a short break and go for our competition. Now, if you want to be in with a chance of winning the moon landing anniversary plateau minted coin, all you have to do is answer this question. Who was the first person to step on the moon? I think people might get that somehow.
I think they might,
That's quite a simple one. So that question again, who was the first person to step on the moon? So all you have to do is send us a private message on Facebook with your answer, or head over to collectology.co.uk/moonlandingcomp. All the details about when the competition closes are on the screen right now, and for the full competition terms and conditions, just head over to collectology.co.uk/competitions. Now, before we move on to our next item, let's just have a quick recap of all the items we've seen so far. So first up, we had the Moon Landing Capsule Edition set. Now, this is a rare historic set for Collectology, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exclusive to us as well.
And exclusive to us as well. If you want to get hold of that, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C205. Next up, we had the Royal Selangor Orbit Music Carousel. That's a stunning, stunning piece, isn't it?
It is so stunning, yeah.
It's really quite unique as well. Now, if you want to get hold of one of those, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C128. Then we've just seen the Lunar Landings newspaper book, an exceptional collection of newspaper clippings documenting the lunar landings. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? If you want to get your hands on one of these, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C212. Now, next up, we have one of my favourites today. It's the silver spherical moon landing coin. So, Lauren, this is my favourite ever coin. I think partly because it doesn't really look like a coin.
No, yeah, it's hard to believe it is actually a coin, isn't it? But it actually is. And it's a world first, so there's never ever been a spherical moon coin like this before, ever. And it's seriously impressive.
It is seriously. How did they do that?
Yeah, well, they kind of keep it quite secret, actually, about how they actually do it. But it's done using what they call smart minting technology. So it's essentially it's state-of-the-art minting techniques to produce something like this.
It's incredible.
It's really a huge feat to create something like that.
It is a huge feat.
And it's no surprise it's actually sold out of the mint.
That is no surprise at all.
Completely sold out.
This, I'm guessing that this is actually seriously limited edition.
Yes, so it's limited to just 1,969 worldwide.
Of course.
Which is, of course, why it's sold out. And the reason it's so low is because of the minting techniques that they use. It's so difficult to strike something like this.
Yeah, I can't get my head around how they would have actually produced this.
No, well, I mean, usually a coin like this would have been cast, so it would have been the metal would have gone into a mold, which had the detail of the coin, they've got here, and then pulled out, and then they would have finished off the detail. But this has actually been struck.
This has actually been struck.
So it has actually been minted.
I can't work it out.
I literally don't know
I really
how
can't
they've
work it
done
out.
it.
One of the most impressive things that I see on this coin is actually, other than the fact that it's spherical, which is just crazy, is actually that high relief on that amazing footprint.
Yeah, it's incredible actually. So this is actually, so it's indented actually into the coin.
It is.
So it's obviously the footprint of.
You can't see it. You can't see it particularly well while we're doing this, but you can actually see it on the video really nicely.
Yeah, it really encompasses that moment, that first step. One small step, don't they? For mankind is what they say.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's amazing, and to create that effect is just, I mean, it's so difficult I can't express how difficult that is, and it's obviously, so it's antique finished as well,
which is great because you can hold it.
You can hold it. You could roll it if you wanted to.
Don't roll. It's not a marble.
No.
Don't roll it.
But yeah, you can really feel the detail because the amount of detail they've managed to get on there as well. You've even got the sort of, the little bits on the moon there with the sort of craters, and I mean, it's just incredible.
I love this frame because it allows me to do this, which is actually just turn it around to show everybody.
Yeah, so
we see that coat of arms on the back there.
Yeah, so this, obviously it's legal tender, so it is a coin, and yeah, so they've got this sort of coat of arms on the back here. Now again, that's a really difficult technique used to put that on the coin. So it's actually done using hydrographic technology.
That's a mouthful. Okay, yeah.
It's actually a version of water transfer printing, because they couldn't strike that onto this coin in particular. Yeah. It's too difficult. But again, really complex technology.
Really complex technology
to do that.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing that makes it a coin, of course.
Of course, yeah, exactly. As I say, it is actually legal tender, so it is
actually
a coin.
legal tender.
And it's also struck from pure silver as well, so 909 silver, and to be able to strike metal with that purity is again really, really difficult. So that's why there is so limited number available, because to create a perfect strike of this coin is actually really rare. So there would have been a lot of them that they would have to have gone, no, that's not good enough. Yeah. So they couldn't do very many.
Definitely, because it is stunning. So let's tell you what, let's have a roundup. So why is this so collectible? Let's count them off here. So
it's a world first.
It's a world first.
Which is always popular with collectors, which is always, the fact that it's a first.
Absolutely.
It's sold out at the mint.
Sold out at the mint.
Again, it always increases demand because people want to get hold of it. They can't get hold of it, and not many places you can now get hold of this particular coin. Yeah. But we managed to get hold of a really small stock.
We have, okay.
Yeah.
What else have we got? We got celebrating the anniversary, obviously.
Yeah, of the moon landing.
Of the moon landing, yeah.
Well, of course, the low edition limit.
And that low edition limit.
Yeah, and the technology, the three sort of different pieces of technology they've used to create this as well. So yeah, really, really impressive coin.
Really, really impressive. So if people want to get hold of these, they're going to have to work really quickly.
They're going to have to be quick, yeah. And you can also spread it across interest-free 0% finance installments as well, which makes it a lot easier.
That's useful. That is really useful.
Really useful. So yeah, really small stock of these. So you're going to have to be really quick to get your hands on one.
And if you are really quick, you can head over to collectology.co.uk/C185. Now, of course, don't forget to take advantage of that free postage and packing offer. All the details for that are on the screen right now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. Now, we've just got a quick recap now of that amazing competition. So if you want to win the Moon Landing Anniversary Plateau Minted Coin, all you have to do is answer this question. Who was the first person to step on the moon? That's a really easy one. Yeah. Really, really, really easy one. All you have to do is send us a private message on Facebook or head over to collectology.co.uk/moonlandingcomp. All the details about the competition when it closes are on screen right now. And if you want the full terms and conditions of the competition, just head over to collectology.co.uk/competitions. Now, coming up next, we have our grand finale for today. It's the coloured titanium moon landing coin set. So Lauren, we're on to the biggie now. This is the titanium moon landing coin set.
Yes, and it is, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the colours and the artwork here just really pop.
I think they're extraordinary because they don't look like ordinary coins.
They definitely
what can you tell us about them?
So the coins themselves are actually struck from titanium. Now, titanium is actually used to create spacecrafts and space rockets, which is very fitting.
Very, very fitting, yeah.
And obviously as well, the moon is actually rich in titanium, which is interesting.
No, okay,
so
I did not know that. That is quite interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the world's strongest and lightest metals. So, I mean, to strike a coin using it is a feat in itself.
It is.
I mean, to create something like that is pretty unheard of. I mean, they're very unusual, let's put it that way.
Very, very unusual. Right, now, tell us a bit about the designs, because obviously we've all seen photos and footage and things from the moon landing.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the designs.
Yeah, so the designs actually depict, so it's Chris Cody as the artist, and he's depicted the moments. So the moment we landed on the moon and then first stepped on, and then you've got him standing there with the US flag.
Yeah.
Incredibly iconic, but they're exclusive designs by Chris Cody. He's a very talented artist.
So they're exclusive. So the whole set as a thing is totally exclusive to Collectables.
Totally exclusive, yeah, and extremely limited as well. So it's limited to just 1969 sets worldwide.
Okay, very fitting, the anniversary year, of course.
Exactly, yeah, and it's a tiny number, and part of the reason for that is the fact that these coins are so difficult to produce, and it's of course exclusive as well.
Now, did you mention the colours? The colours there, how do they do that?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not painted on or anything, is it?
No, it's not. It's actually done using an incredibly complex process. It's called anodization.
Okay.
So this means that the process itself is actually colouring the metal itself, not just coating it, not painting it, which is what you see a lot of.
So it physically changes the metal?
Yeah, it actually physically changes the colour of the metal.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is a really impressive effect, as well as the fact they've actually managed to do that as well. And it's incredibly difficult to achieve.
Yeah.
So not only is the striking difficult, but of course this process as well.
Okay.
And it makes them very rare.
Yeah, it makes them very, very rare. So tell us about the presentation here, because obviously these are capsule editions.
Yeah, so these are, so each one is presented in these tamper-proof capsules, which means that, you can't get into them.
Yeah,
so once the coin and the artwork are in there together, you can't get into them. So it keeps them safe. Of course, so the process of anodization means that you literally cannot touch these coins because they'll corrode.
They discolour. Yeah, they discolour very quickly.
So you want to keep those safe and in their sort of perfect condition. And obviously to actually create a perfect strike of these is incredibly rare.
Yeah, because of the titanium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about this artwork in here?
Yeah, so the artwork is actually designed by Diane Fawcett, incredibly talented artist, so separate to the artist of the coins. And she's just depicted some really beautiful interpretations.
My favourite has got to be this one.
Yeah, it's the one
The iconic footprints,
Exactly. And then you've got, they all fit kind of within the design of the coin. Yeah, and then you've got him standing there on the moon. She's done such a fantastic job, and the colours as well look great against the colours of the coins. And she's actually initialed them with her initials as well there in the corner, which is a nice touch.
That's fab. So obviously this black presentation case.
So it keeps them safe. You can obviously put them on display like we have done here, or you can keep them safe in the box as well. But again, it's a really nice contrast against the rest of the coins. It really makes them pop as well, which is lovely.
And titanium coins have a habit of selling out really quickly, don't they?
They do, yeah. But because they're rare, you obviously get the low edition limit, which means that they sell out very quickly because there's not many of them. Complete sellout history. Sorry, just to mention as well, there's a certificate of authenticity that comes with it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's individually numbered with the number within the edition limit that you've got, which is obviously a really nice touch as well, because you know exactly which one you've got.
And that's one of the things the collectors are looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And people like the low editions as well. So Yep, so you want to be quick to get your hands on one of these because they're already selling fast. So they're not going to be around for very long.
No, not at all. So if you are quick, you can head over to collectology.co.uk/C203. Don't forget, of course, that free postage and packing offer. All the details of that are on screen right now. All you have to do is enter Moon at the checkout. Now, don't forget, there is that 0% finance offer available as well. And if you want to see everything from today's show, just head over to collectology.co.uk/moon landing show. So it just remains for me to recap everything we've seen on the show today. So we started out with the Moon Landing Capsule Edition set. Now this is a rarity with Collectology because we don't often cover historic coins.
No, we don't.
We really don't. So if you want to get hold of these, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C205. Next up, we had the Royal Selangor Orbit Music Carousel. Now, I loved this.
It's really unusual, isn't it, that piece?
It's really unusual, but it does go off at very inopportune moments. If you want to get your hands on one of these, go to collectology.co.uk/C128. So next up, we had the Lunar Landings newspaper book. Now, this is an amazing collection of newspaper clippings documenting that moon landing period. Absolutely incredible.
It's a great insight.
It's a great insight. If you want to get your hands on one of those, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C212. Next up, we had my favourite, which is the silver spherical moon landing coin. I still can't work out how they did that.
It's hard to believe it's a coin.
I genuinely can't. If you want to get hold of one of these, just head over to collectology.co.uk/C185. And then last but not least, we had this wonderful coloured titanium moon landing coin set. These are so striking, aren't they?
They really are, and extremely limited as well.
Extremely limited, and they will not be around for long. If you want to get hold of one of these, head over to collectology.co.uk/C203. Now, of course, don't forget that free postage and packing offer. All the details are on screen right now. Just enter Moon at the checkout. And of course, to see all of the items from today's show, head over to collectology.co.uk/moon landing show. So it just remains for me to say thank you to you for watching. Thank you to Lauren for joining me today. And if you want to keep up to date on all the latest in collectibles news, sign up on our website, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube.